guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Game of Thrones video for today. Also a Let's Chit Chat video. We're going to be talking about The Walking Dead a little bit for this video. Of course, we've been doing a lot of Walking Dead videos this week. Not too many Game of Thrones videos leading up to the series finale after a pretty disappointing episode 5, if you ask me. But I know, and there's a lot of people that are really disappointed with Game of Thrones right now. But we have one more episode of Game of Thrones tonight, and yeah, you know, we're going to be discussing, we're going to be doing a review tomorrow for the series finale of Game of Thrones, and hey, it could be good. It's the series finale. Game of Thrones is obviously going to end in a really, you know, really cool fashion, I think. But anyway, so the question is for tonight, though, and this is the kind of the questions going around for the last episode of Game of Thrones. Will this be the ending with Daenerys on the throne, or will this be the ending with Jon on the throne, which is personally the one I want to see? Or will the throne get totally just destroyed itself? So that's really the question going into tonight's episode of Game of Thrones. I have a feeling Jon will sit on the Iron Throne. That is my bet for tonight. I actually do think that we will see Jon kill Daenerys in tonight's episode. But it could go very differently. For all we know, it could be a twist and Daenerys kills Jon. We don't know, you know, at this point. But Daenerys has just totally lost it at this point in Game of Thrones. And, you know, it remains to be seen, you know, what we see in tonight's episode of Game of Thrones. But I hope you guys enjoy the episode of Game of Thrones tonight. It's the end. It's the final episode of the series. And we're going to have to see what we get for Game of Thrones after this. But it's going to be a long time probably before we get anything for the series. So yeah, so we also have Walking Dead, which I wanted to discuss something about Lauren Cohan that I forgot to mention about a week ago. This information was released. I did not cover it on my channel. I just totally forgot. But anyway, there was the news that Whiskey Cavalier is going to be canceled. So Whiskey Cavalier is canceled after the first season. It's not getting another season. And of course, if you guys didn't know, that is the series with Lauren Cohan that she basically left The Walking Dead for, really. And now people are wondering, since that show has been canceled, it's not going to be getting a season 2, it's on ABC, will we be getting Maggie in The Walking Dead season 10? Will she be returning in The Walking Dead television series? Now, it definitely won't be in the first episode or even second or third, probably, because she is not in filming, and they are currently filming episode 2 of season 10. So, that is why I'm pretty darn sure at this point that we won't see her in the premiere or even in the second episode, maybe even third. So, in terms of Lauren Cohan returning to The Walking Dead, we don't even know if she will be 100%, but Whiskey Cavalier is done. So, the last episode is airing this week, I believe, or is it already done? I don't even know, but the ratings are super down on Whiskey Cavalier right now, and that's why we're not really getting a second season. Now, don't judge me. I haven't even seen Whiskey Cavalier. I haven't even seen the first episode. I'm just not interested in that kind of show. It's not really my cup of tea, really, is what it is. So, even though, and I'm probably not going to watch it now since it only got, you know, one season, but, her show has been canceled, and people are wondering, will she return to The Walking Dead? Now, I know people are saying she's crawling back. They're not really going to welcome her back that much because she's kind of crawling back to The Walking Dead now. And that's true, you know, and she doesn't have to return to the original series, but, you know, I'm just saying, you know, that would really help her career if she returned as Maggie, and I think that she will. But I think that it'll probably be in the second half of Season 10 if I had to make a bet. Or it'll be you know, in the mid-season finale of The Walking Dead Season 10. Somewhere in the middle of Season 10. Or even late Season 10, depending on the negotiations and stuff. So, that's pretty cool. That's my thoughts on it. But, yeah, Whiskey Cavalier is canceled. Now, another thing is, too, I do believe that Michael Cudlitz, the actor who plays Abraham, is going to be directing Season 10, Episode 3. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that is true. So, that is another bit of information I want to share with you guys for today. But, yeah, Game of Thrones tonight. Really excited to see how the show ends, even though I was really disappointed with last week's episode. But, hopefully, the show ends in a really good fashion. I'll be, you know, happy about it, and I won't just be complaining the entire review, you know, because really, you know, last week was more of a rant review, because I was complaining about everything, because I did not like episode 5, you guys know that, so, I'm not the only one, because there's a lot of people that don't like Game of Thrones episode 5 either, you know, so, and usually their second last episodes are a lot better than that. Really lackluster death for Cersei and Jaime, and just watch my review if you haven't seen it yet, because I really pick on it, but honestly, I'm not a fan of the direction Game of Thrones went in episode 5 with Daenerys, and oh man, really just bad direction, I think. But it is what it is. Definitely, though, still excited for the series finale of Game of Thrones. And this is the end. I mean, we don't know what else we're gonna get. There's talk of spin-offs and other things like this, but nothing is confirmed. Really, nothing is like 100% confirmed. For all we know, this is the end of Game of Thrones completely, and that's it. Because I've already heard that one of the spin-off series is already dead in the water, really. So and some of the others too are just canceled already and not going to happen. So really, for all we know, this is the true end of the entire universe of Game of Thrones. We don't know. So they might want to just drop it. So I don't know. That remains to be seen, I guess. But in the next couple years. But for all we know, this is the end of Game of Thrones and the original series. It is the end of Game of Thrones, and I'm super excited to see how it ends. Even though, like I said, episode 5 wasn't exactly the best. So in terms of a battle, it was good, but just nah. But even the battle parts too, sometimes I was like, it's okay. So for Game of Thrones at least, for a regular TV show, episode 5 was pretty good, but for Game of Thrones, not really. So anyway, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Write your comments below. Are you going to be watching the series finale of Game of Thrones tonight? I definitely am. And are you excited for it? Do you want it to end? Are you at that point? Or are you, kind of midway excited? So, anyway, of course, I will be back with my review bright and early in the morning tomorrow. I don't have school tomorrow. There's a day off of school here where I live. So, I will be posting my review for the series finale of Game of Thrones bright and early in the morning. Probably around 10 o'clock Eastern time, or maybe 11 o'clock, something like that, a.m., So, like 10, 11 o'clock, a.m. Eastern time is around the time I'll be posting my review for the series finale of Game of Thrones. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Enjoy the episode of Game of Thrones tonight, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the review. Peace out.